Rolling up for a little curbside pickup action this morning.
Parts store, Zach speaking.
Hey, I'm just here for a curbside pickup order. Dude, that was so weird. That's the first curbside pickup I've ever had where I had to stay on the phone, go up to the door, pay, then leave so they could put the part on the table. Normally curbside, they just bring it to my truck. I don't know, maybe I'm not out in the world enough. You know what? We're gonna check it while we're here. There's nothing worse than curbsiding something that doesn't work. Filter, little cap. Ooh, your boy got a gasket. Alright, well the garage is still an absolute mess after we got this LS in here, so don't judge me, but today we are back. We're gonna make some more progress with this thing. I filmed a little thing, but I didn't put it in the video for you guys. I basically was just saying, like, right now my mentality is to get everything that is loose ends tied up. Meaning like the LS swap on this S10. I wanna get this thing done, running, and ready to go. Meaning the K20 and the EK Civic. I wanna get that thing done, running, and ready to go. So that we can have fun, enjoy our cars. And mainly just because it's been stressing me out having things on the go, but I do this stuff all by myself, and it's a huge show all the time. Today, I really want to get this thing as close to getting it ready to start as possible. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it running today. I should be able to get it running really, really soon. And I bet you my neighbors are gonna be super happy once I get this truck running, dude, because not that this is bad to look at, but I feel like maybe this might be a little bit bad to look at. We moved in here at the end of summer and when winter came and we never had the chance to like put up a shed or like really organize anything. We've just been kind of going on the fly and extra parts always end up outside right now. So that's something else I want to try and take care of. Actually, before I do anything with this, maybe we'll start here. There's so many things to do. Dude, the fact that that works is just unreal. So obviously, I don't know how well this bushing's gonna do. It's quite old, but at the same time, like, it lines up, it fits, and worst case, we test it. If it doesn't work, we just swap out the bushing. But it's there, and it bolted right up, and that's like, I don't know, dude, that never happens. I got everything lined up. This is actually gonna be so sick. That's like so perfectly fitting in here. It just needs to drop down about an inch. The problem now is that, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but the bracket sits about 1.5 inches too far back. The hole's here, but the bracket comes all the way back. If I drilled it out right to here, I could get it to come through. I'm just trying to decide exactly what I want to do because I'm probably gonna have to cut this because this is gonna hit the oil pan as it comes down. So a little bit of DIYing, but I honestly think cutting this and putting that other mount on is gonna be so much easier than making some kind of custom brace here. I'm gonna take a quick 5-second break from that stupid thing. I wanna try this out. Chris had a really fun idea that honestly I just can't say no to. He wants to put the stock drive shaft back in, which honestly I think it might be okay. But Chris was saying before we swap out the rear end, he was like, why don't we just throw in the drive shaft, weld the diff, and just turn this thing into an absolute ripper, like burnout machine, street drift car, just for the time being until we actually, you know, swap out the rear end. I know I can't deny fun, so if the kid wants to weld the diff and throw in the stock drive shaft and turn this thing into a freaking burnout machine, I'm gonna let him. Oh my god. Okay, so that's almost all the way in up front. Dude, no way. This is actually gonna line up. Unreal. Bruh, no way. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to order up a U-joint before I do anything back here because I lost the cap for this. I guess when it was outside or something, it must have fell off. So I got one, but I don't have the other one. We got both engine mounts, transmission mount, drive shaft. And with our luck, we're gonna weld that diff to try and like do some burnouts and have some fun, and it won't blow. It'll just live. It'll just be like happily there, and it'll just be a burnout machine. If you guys remember when we first got this thing in here, the headers did not wanna go. I had to like rotate the engine and do a couple things from the looks of it, but right now this is kind of where it's gonna be. So if the headers aren't gonna fit, we're gonna have a major problem. Oh dude, and the trans mount made everything fit so much better too. Look at this. Look at this gappage we got here, nice spacing everywhere. I believe it was this boy that goes on this side. Dude, these things are getting so haggard just from having them laying around for so long. We'll go right about there. Oh. We actually might be able to make it work. It's gonna go. Like, we're gonna have to build something pretty creative to get that to work. But I mean, it's gonna shoot straight down in between everything. It looks like it, at least. This side always kind of fit. The real issue that we were having was this side. Dude, that's honestly so dumb. Okay, I got them to fit to the point where I'm gonna say it's good enough to start it. They obviously can't stay, but the way I look at it is like, I'm not gonna sell these as like LS swap headers when obviously they don't work very well. They're literally called tuck headers. They're supposed to be like the most tucked up to the block, which they do a pretty good job of. But they're supposed to be for this engine in this truck, and they don't work. So I'm obviously not gonna sell them because I know that someone's not gonna be able to use them. They have this little flange mount right here that there's actually a little piece of pipe that I have also that bolts up to the bottom of this, and you can kind of weld the exhaust on after this piece right here. Whether we just completely throw this in the garbage and buy a new one, whatever the case is, for startup I wanted to at least have something on there so it wasn't coming straight out the block. Mainly if we get this thing fired up, I wanna be able to like take it down the street without blowing exhaust gas all over everything in the engine bay, so they're gonna do for now. So I cut this little piece off because even worst case, if we go to use it, we could just weld 3 inches onto the back and then put a flange, so it's not that big a deal. I got it there, it's still kind of loosely bolted up, but it's gonna work for startup. Don't buy these. We're making good progress today, but this progress is also a little bit slow, so I'm about to go ham on this wiring harness and hopefully get a bunch of crap done right now. So this is the first time I've actually had everything like fully plugged in. So we got all the junctions going on over here. I got my wiper motor plugged in. I got whatever this thing, I think this goes to the fuse box inside. It's yuck and it's just yuck. This is the loom from here to here, where normally this would only be whatever this long, but because this was supposed to be for rear engine when it was first originally built, that's where all the length is right here. All we're missing on both sides is the coil pack. The only other major ones over here go to the actual ECU, which actually I guess I do have in a box over here. Oh, I also use this from the OEM harness. Oh my god, everything in here is such a mess. Alright, so yeah, those ones linked up. I don't know if maybe this is for something that has to do with the actual truck. So in most trucks, this actually lives right inside the engine bay. What's cool with this harness is because this is, the other side is also very long because it's supposed to be rear engine. I can actually have enough harness right here to run this entire thing into the truck. I don't have to put it in the engine bay, which is cool. While we're doing this wiring, I may as well try and figure out exactly how these guys go too. I think there's some extra stuff on here. I don't think I need all these. So we're just gonna have to run it down here to the starter. Oh, I forgot about this problem. Oh, there it goes. The stud for this was broken, but there was still a little bit that I was trying to grab, and then it just freaking vanished into the abyss down there. So that's not what we want. I'll try and order a new one. Obviously this one's really abused and a little bit old. I could probably take it apart and figure out how to fix it, but it's just, I feel like it's a waste of time. Which kind of sucks because that's literally the key component to us getting it started is the starter. If we don't have that thing, then there's absolutely no chance of us starting it. So I gotta get on that quick. But we got the truck up in the air too. I'm assuming this end goes on the bottom because it's super dirty. So what do we got here? We got, let's put this thing in whatever, neutral, so it's a little easier. This looks like it literally looks like a push clip. Like it might just, yeah, that's it, dude. This cable is way too long. Just could go around the entire truck twice and then go inside and work. Dude, nothing more satisfying than making stuff. Oh my god. And it actually doesn't even look bad. Look at that. Low bracket, obviously it needs paint. It doesn't look good rusty, but like, I've never made one of those before in my life, one of those little like holders. But it's useful to know that like you can make them super easy. So this is a little bit weird. It's kind of in a demo phase right now. I don't know if I'm gonna clean it up a bit. I can wrap it around like that, and when all this other junk's gone, you won't really notice anyways. But I got it hooked up to the stock linkage right here. This is part of the solid arm that went down. It was a couple linkages, but they're all like solid arms. Whereas this one is a cable, and it's the opposite way around. So I couldn't have fished it up straight from the bottom because then the gears would be backwards. So park would be like one. If that makes sense, because inside the truck when you pull it down, it goes down, but this thing needs to be pulled to change gears. Trust me, it has to be coming down from the top, or you have to make some kind of custom stuff that hides it somewhere else. But for right now, I think it works. So it's on the transmission right there, all the way forward is in park, and inside the truck, we are in park. So if we pull this guy down, that's reverse, neutral, drive. Okay, so the gears are closer together than they were on this one. It's like park, space, reverse, neutral, drive. And this transmission, just from the feel of it, is park, reverse, neutral, drive. As long as we know that, we should be fine. We can obviously test it, figure it all out. I could probably take that apart and make new markings. But even if I don't make new markings, it's very common sense to just, it's my truck. No one else is even gonna really drive it. I just remember that neutrals drive, but it works. That's the main key point. It holds the cable, it shifted gears. It's not even super tight yet. I still gotta crank it down a little bit. Courtney is absolutely in love with the fact that we are leaving this truck auto because she just doesn't, she can drive manual, but she doesn't like it. She doesn't want to. So the fact that this thing is auto still, she absolutely loves. And once we get this thing going, I'm gonna have to let her just rip some fat burnouts in it and hopefully not crash it. Something interesting with these swaps is that everybody said you can't use a stock rad. Everybody's like, stock rad won't do unless you have the 4.6 liter, 4.8 liter, whatever the big V6 was in the later generations. Now here's my stock rad. It's this thick and it's about this big. Here's the one that I got from the Silverado that I got the trans from. This thing's actually literally just as thick and maybe a little bit bigger. It's not much. They both have the little trans cooler lines on the side. This one is just obviously like a little bit of a bigger. Honestly, I wouldn't be scared to try that. I thought this one was gonna be way bigger when I grabbed it. Up here, it's a much bigger boy. It's literally off of this engine. So it's gonna do exactly what it needs to do and keep the truck cool and everything, but these things are also absolutely disgusting, dude. They need to be cleaned up. So this boy looks like he probably goes here. This one's also quite a bit bigger than it needs to be, but I guess in a Silverado, like a full-size truck, this probably also sits, maybe not that far, but it probably sits much farther away. It just looks so much more official. It looks stupid, but it looks official. But damn, okay, that is a solid day's work. And then we need, oh, I guess 2 lines, heater core lines come from here to here. I snipped those guys, so need to buy 2 heater core lines that'll stretch that. And then that's literally it, dude. At this point, any more progress I make is just assembly on top of problems I haven't solved yet. So I gotta stop before I start burying problems that haven't been solved. Otherwise, we're gonna have an absolute disaster of me being all fired up because it looks like it's ready to go, but I buried a bunch of empty vacuum lines or something. There's a whole lot of really, really important and really exciting stuff happening in the next couple weeks that obviously I'll share with you guys when I can. But just know that like, everything's about to change. Also on the backside of everything that was happening today was super stressful because we had paint guy finishing up all the paint and we had the carpet guy here recarpeting the whole basement. The whole house is a complete disaster. Except this room is. This room is still kind of a disaster, but Courtney's been working on it. Anyways, you guys seen before, the whole house was yellow. Like literally every inch of our house was yellow at one point. So we got it all painted. I'm not gonna show you guys the whole house right now because it's a disaster and it won't be anything good to show off, but even just from the entryway here, you can see everything looks so much better. Our lights need to now match colors. We didn't even really notice they were off because the yellow kind of absorbed it, but all that needs to get fixed. And we got a nice thick ass carpet boy downstairs that is gonna be so nice to walk on and just live on and exist on. And our house is finally not gonna be in shambles. And I will show it to you guys when we figure it out because right now it's a mess, so.
Hopefully that's like in 2 days that you can show.
Ideally, yeah, it'd be in 2 days. As long as you stop eating things in the background quietly and I get this video edited pretty quickly, we can clean everything up and get it going. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys are pumped. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Frankie, tell them. Tell them.